Howdily doodly there, neighborinos. Hope you're having a flanderific day. I really hated the last episode we did here because, well, one, I was just in a terrible mood. Not that I'm in a much better mood right now, but I'm just not going to be as salty about it. Um, and I feel like we probably already watched that video. I don't know. I was just so tired and so irritated because I fucking hate my job. Um, but it's okay because I'm going to be putting in my 2 weeks. I'm done with it. They told me I'm getting one day off this week. So yeah, I quit. I'm going to be quitting. Yeah, probably gonna put in my 2 weeks on Saturday. I've given them more than enough time for them to like get their shit together and like start treating me better, but they haven't at all done that. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna end up putting in my 2 weeks. Nothing more I can do about it. That's fine. I really can't say that I enjoyed or I enjoy working there anymore. So that's fine. Not my fault I'm going to be putting in the 2 weeks, but, So anyway, this is another video we've got here that we're going to listen to today called Amazing Scientific Facts in the Bible Explained by Redeemed for a little bit. And then I think it's not a very long video. I don't think we're going to do a very long Southern Fried Conviction. I feel like the last video wasn't even that long. It was mostly just me hooting and hollering about how much I hate my job, which is why we're here, I guess. So without further ado.
The Bible is not a science textbook. The purpose of the Bible isn't to teach us about the world, but to teach us about Jesus. But because Jesus created the world, the Bible has surprising knowledge about how the world works, especially because the Bible was written before modern science. First of all, the creation story in the Bible actually parallels what we know from modern science.
Oh, you already know that I'm all about this one here. Like, I'm on my soapbox about this all the fucking time.
Wait, I thought the Bible contradicts modern science? Well, maybe if you take a very literalistic interpretation of Genesis 1, which most of the church fathers didn't, but the order of events in the scientific timeline actually matches the order of events in the biblical timeline. In both cases, we first get light on the earth, then we get water covering the earth, then we get dry lands and photosynthetic life, and that photosynthetic life clears the skies so you can see the sun, moon, and stars, then we get creatures in the water, then we get creatures on the land like mammals, and finally, we get humans. Compare this to other religions where the world is on the back of like a turtle or maybe some elephants. The next thing the Bible is ahead of its time on is germ theory. For most of history, sanitation was not great, and even in many cultures today, there's a lot of room for improvement. People didn't really understand germs until germ theory was discovered in 1861 by Louis Pasteur, a devout Christian, by the way, but the Bible actually has very good sanitary advice in the ceremonial law. It says to wash yourself and your clothes, which many cultures today still don't do. It says to clean up your poop in holes and cover them up. Many people today poop in rivers. It says to quarantine after touching a dead body and to quarantine if you have a communicable disease. Furthermore,
yeah, again, that's pretty incredible that what some people would say are kind of arbitrary rules are literally in place to just keep God's people from not like killing themselves through diseases. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Although the New Testament is clear that it's no longer sinful to eat the animals that the Old Testament declares unclean, objectively there are a lot more sanitary risks with eating these unclean animals. In particular, the bat. Can you imagine if China was Jewish and still followed the Old Testament dietary laws? 2020 would have looked a lot different.
No, it wouldn't have, because COVID was created in a lab in Wuhan, funded by Dr. Fauci using USAID money. So, no. There would be no alternative history there. COVID didn't come from a bat. Next.
Next, there's a verse in Leviticus which says the life of the flesh is in the blood. Now, everyone always knew blood was important. This means that blood gives life to the entire body. Blood gives food, oxygen, water, and other nutrients to the rest of the body, or the flesh, and in this sense, the life of the flesh really is in the blood. Also, blood is very closely associated with DNA, so you could say the blueprint for the life of our flesh is in the blood. That's why you say you're related to your relatives by blood. The Bible is also ahead of its time in teaching that all people are related to each other because they all share a common ancestor. This seems like common knowledge today, but it wasn't always that way. In ancient times, tribes would slaughter each other because they didn't think of their enemy nations as even people. In fact, even as recently as the 20th century, racial hierarchies were
Hey, Slicks, I have no idea. Just get good? Okay, alright. You get good. No, you. No, you, Slicks.
century, racial hierarchies were justified by saying that different races of people were actually different species, some more evolved than others. It wasn't until
See you,
people
Slicks.
proved all races have a common ancestor that racial hierarchies became a lot harder to justify. The Bible is very accurate in describing the earth. First of all, it said,
Yeah, I want to say that uh, in the Bible it says that Noah's wife was from like Ethiopia or something, or like some African country. I don't have the most blessed stream, broski. Why, thank you. You have a blessed day, Slicks. But yeah, no, I don't remember exactly where it suggests that Noah's wife is like from Africa. But yeah, it's pretty hard to make an argument for like a racial supremacy when like we're kind of all from the same dude. Kind of makes you look stupid when you say things like that. Anyway, let's move on.
that God suspends the earth over nothing, which we know to be true today, because the earth doesn't need anything to stand on, because that's not how gravity works. The earth is just suspended in empty space. Now, once again, the Bible is not a science textbook. The purpose of the Bible is not to show us how the earth works, but to show the glory of God, and it's just using this as an example. The Bible is also correct that the earth is round. It even says that the boundary between day and night is also a circle. Let's focus on the second part of this verse where it says God stretches out the heavens.
I feel like that last one could be a bit of a stretch because I feel like the flat earthers could easily try saying that it's still a circle, but it's flat. I don't know.
Is like a curtain. The heavens in the Bible often refers to the skies and the stars, or what we would call outer space, and we know that the universe has been expanding ever since the Big Bang. And since Albert Einstein described space-time as fabric, it's actually very accurate to say that the heavens are beings, because that's how many you can see. But the Bible says the true number of stars in the sky is innumerable, and today we know that to be true. There are billions of galaxies with billions of stars each, and that's just the known universe. Here's another thing in the Bible you might have missed. Psalm 103:12 says, "As far as the east is from the west, so far has he removed our transgressions from us." The purpose of this verse is to tell us about the value of the sacrifice that Jesus made for us to die for our sins. Now, imagine if it had said, "As far as the north is from the south, so far has he removed our transgressions from us." Well, that's a finite distance. It's 12,400 miles, or 20,000 kilometers if you're some sort of communist. But how far is the east from the west? Well, there's no east or west pole. That distance is in...
That's right. That's right. We don't use the metric system around here. We throw that in the trash. No kilometers. What the fuck is that? Only miles.
Infinite, because the sacrifice Christ made for us is infinite. Also, the previous verse says, "For as high as the heavens are above the earth, so great is his love for those who fear him." Now, back in the day, a lot of people thought there was a dome a certain distance above the earth, but we know today that the height of the skies from the earth is immeasurable. The Bible has some surprisingly accurate details about the ocean. For example, ocean currents are really important because they govern the climate of the whole world. They were discovered by this guy, Matthew Fontaine Murray, who was not only a devout Christian, but he was inspired by his faith in the Bible, specifically this verse that talks about the paths of the seas, to discover ocean currents. So this isn't just an example of the Bible happening to match up with modern science. This is an example of the Bible specifically inspiring modern scientific discovery. We know this because of a biography of him written by his son. When he was really sick one time, he asked one of his daughters to read the Bible to him, and she read the verse about the paths of the seas. So he said, if God says the paths of the sea, they are there, and if I ever get out of this bed, I will find them. Jonah also talks about the roots of the mountains under the sea, and we know today that undersea mountain ranges are a thing. The Bible...
That's pretty incredible that he read the Bible, was like, oh, this is no. God means this here, like very specifically. Like, no, there's ocean currents, and he just goes out there and like discovers the ocean currents from reading the Bible. It's pretty amazing.
Also talks about the water cycle. The water cycle is pretty simple. It's just the idea that all the water on the earth gets recycled. And the book of Ecclesiastes says this. It says all the rivers flow into the sea, but the sea never fills up because the water in the sea flows back to where it comes from. The laws of thermodynamics say that matter can't be created nor destroyed. Now, they had to come from somewhere. Genesis 1 says God made the heavens and the earth, which implies that God made matter, and Genesis 1 says that God made light, which implies that God created energy, but Genesis 2 says that God is done creating. God's not still creating brand new matter and energy, which childbirth pains are very interesting because it's only really human females that have very painful childbirth. Why is this? Because out of all animals, humans have the highest brain-to-body ratio. It's painful to push out a baby because they have such big heads. This is why humans are smartest, because they have the biggest brains relative to their bodies. Now, in the story of Genesis, Eve was punished for eating the fruit which gave her knowledge by having birth pains. In the Bible, birth pains are a direct result of getting more knowledge or more brain power. In Genesis 3:16, God says to Eve that he will make her pains in childbearing very severe. And according to evolutionary biology, human childbirth became very painful as humans evolved to get smarter and get bigger brains. So
I think this also lines up really well with another video where we were watching, where it talks about how when it says that like God breathed into man and made him in his image, it was saying that meant like humans received a soul, basically, that set them apart from all of the other animals. And I feel like that whole like theory lines up really well with this whole theory. Yeah, I think that's the end of the video. Let's just finish it out.
Well, while these scientific facts in the Bible are really cool, they're not why we trust the Bible. We trust the Bible because it's the unique and authoritative witness to Jesus. But since the world was made through Jesus, if we have faith in Jesus, it helps us see how everything in the world fits together.
Okay. Video's over. But yeah, no, again, like he was saying, the Bible isn't a science textbook, and like all of the facts in it isn't why you believe in the Bible. It's just like checking your work, basically, like what you used to do in math. It's like, well, this is true because this and this, and it's like, well, yeah, I mean, we can go in and take a look at all these different verses and be like, well, that lines up. This makes sense. This makes sense. This isn't wildly crazy. So, yeah. I think we might call it there. I feel like this has been a little short. I mean, I guess I can say that I was watching this video last night, and this lady was talking about how, like, you just joined, Yellow. Hello. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to be ending here soon, but I might start up again. Now you're quitting. Yeah, well, I mean, I might start it up and get, like, a game going, or, like maybe might do a bootleg stream. I don't know. Yeah, I just really wanted to do this episode because the last one was so terrible. Shit, what was it that I was saying? Oh, yeah, yeah, the video was, if she didn't basically, like, cut it out of her, she was gonna die too. So she was like, no, no, like, God promised me this baby, and I am going to fight for it. So she ends up flying. I have a random person asking where I'm from. Who? Who's asking you where you're from? Um, and she talks about how she got on a plane ride, like immediately after, went to America, uh, got to the hospital, and like they ended up putting the baby in an incubator, and they said, "Oh yeah, this baby should be dead because there's no like, I forget what it's called, fluid, I guess, some kind of fluid." I joined a random server, and this person just contacted me. A random server? For what? A server of what? Very confusing. Um, Again, I don't know what this fluid is called or what it does because I'm not a woman. So it's not really all that important that I know what it is. I'm also not planning on being a doctor. So as I'm not a woman or a doctor, I don't know what it's called. But anyway, this lady did not have any of that fluid, and it should have killed the baby and possibly her. But they both ended up being totally fine, which I thought was pretty incredible. And she was also talking about how, and I don't know, I'm not a woman, you don't say. Well, I don't know. We're in 2020. Well, you're right. We're in 2025. We don't do that anymore. But in 2024, no comment. No comment. um, anyway, um, I may go over this in another episode because I really got like the urge to just start writing stuff down, and I started writing down like a lot. I want to say. That would be one fine ass lady. I mean, I've already got the hair for it, I guess. Girls tell me they're jealous of my hair all the time. And then they get even more upset when I tell them that I, like, don't put anything in it. They're like, what do you mean you don't put any, like, weird leave-in shit in your hair? And it's like, because it's fine. I mean, you're looking at it. You thought it was fine. You're clipping that. Go ahead. Go ahead. Um... But yeah, I started writing down a bunch of stuff. I don't know if I necessarily feel comfortable sharing all of it right now. Maybe I might share it with G, see what G has to say. But I will go over the gist of what she was saying that really, like, I don't want to say it like this because I'm gonna have to. All right, fine. I'll have to do the winky. That really got me going. Winky face. Um, she was saying that like you have to destroy fear because fear has no place in like Christianity. Ultra mega woman. Hey, if you want to go ahead and get my ultra mega woman, go ahead. Winky face, lol. I mean, you got to hit that winky face, you know, the SpongeBob. Don't drop him. Yeah, that's the type of winky face I'm talking about. Um, but yeah, fear has no place in Christianity because Well, I guess not essentially. We literally are vessels for God because the Holy Spirit comes and like resides within us. So you have to be bold and fearless and stuff. Um, yeah, like I said, maybe I'll go over what I wrote down in another episode. I don't know. I think I might end, and we might start up a game because I'm not gonna be streaming tomorrow. Because I guess after working 50 hours, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I get one day off, and I'm back to doing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like, okay, that's a big reason why I'm putting in my 2 weeks. Yeah, we're not doing that anymore. um, so yeah, there's not gonna be an episode tomorrow, but there'll probably be a lot of episodes coming up soon because after I put in my 2 weeks, you're an inspiration to all women. To all us women. Oh, okay. Oh, you're an inspiration to us all, woman. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. I see. um, you need at least 2 days. Right, exactly. Exactly, but I'm not getting that. Which is why I'm going to be putting in my 2 weeks on Saturday, I think. Um, yeah, I don't know how like difficult it is. Like I understand that it's like me, my boss, and another guy. But my boss has literally here, I'm gonna go over it. I'm gonna go ahead and read it off to you so you can like listen to this. Okay. So this was the first week, it was just 3 of us. My boss, 49 hours, me 51 hours, the other guy 48 hours. The next week, my boss, 49 hours, me 51 hours, the other guy 58 hours, new guy 40 hours. But then again, the new guy's got to get trained, so it's not like, oh, why isn't he getting any or getting as much hours? Consistently found a way to make sure he gets the least amount of hours every week while piling on more and more and more on the rest of us. Like, I guess this week you can be like, oh, he has as many hours as you. And it's like, oh, good for you. Good for you. And I know it sounds a little condescending of me to really give him the beans like this, but he doesn't do anything. I know he'll sit there and he'll pout and he'll say, oh, I do more than everyone else. And it's like, that's a lie. Like, I'm calling you out on it. That's a lie. The only thing that he does is like pick up shit. That's it. He picks shit up from the store or from the warehouse and drops it off. So your boss is as useful as my king. Yes, and Stromer. And Stromer. Well, no, Stromer is getting things done. He's got his Gestapo that's throwing people in jail for memes. He's actually doing things. So yeah, the king, that would be a pretty apt comparison there. I don't think the king does anything. But yeah, all he does is just pick up shit from the warehouse. And then he wants to sit there and talk about how difficult that is. It's like, all right, so you don't clean the store, right? When you're at the store, the main thing that you do is sit on your phone or computer and watch videos. Like, I mean, I know I do a lot of that shit, but I also clean, well, I'm not going to be doing this anymore. But I used to clean the store every day when I was there. I'm not even going to wipe off the glass anymore. because I'm going to be putting in my 2 weeks. I don't care. Like, I care about as much for their store as they do for me, which is not a whole lot. Um, yeah, no, I don't, and not only do I do all of that, right? Like clean the store, like I wipe down all the glass, I dust shit, I fucking make sure that the why thank you for the hearts, Yellow. Thank you. I feel more appreciation here than I have in or it's March, February, January, December, November. Um, oh, what comes before November? Is it October? Maybe since like August or July? Maybe June? Somewhere around there. It was the last time I felt mildly appreciated at my job. Um, which is insane because, like I said, I restock everything, I clean everything. Like, and when I say clean, that's the whole beans. I wipe shit down. I clean the parts of the floor that the other guys don't bother to clean because you don't have to clean those every day. Restock. Well, I mean, I guess that's part of restock, but like I restock the drinks, the vapes, all of that. Whenever we're low on shit, I go and I write down whatever it is that we need. My boss, you'll probably be like, oh, but my boss does that too. No, he doesn't. What he does is when we're low on shit, when he's about to go into the store, he goes and calls me and says, oh, Ultra, I need you to write down everything we need. I need you to go through and find it. It's like, so what the fuck do you do around here exactly? Like, is your only job going in and picking up shit that is on the list from the warehouse? Because I don't understand how you're getting paid more than me to do less than me in every feasible way. Because like I said, he never cleans the store. He never restocks anything. He breaks my balls if I don't clean or restock anything. The other guy that I work with at the other store fucking left the door unlocked. Left the door unlocked. Left all the lights on one night. And I'm sure that my boss doesn't say anything to him. Ever. Yeah. Yeah. I feel much better about doing this at the end than the beginning because I feel like this is a halfway decent episode. Honestly, the only reason that I'm going on hashtag best boss. I mean, I don't know. I guess I have mixed feelings. I used to really like him, actually, because he's kind of a cool dude. Like to talk, like if you're gonna sit down and talk with him, he's like a cool dude. But he's not very good at his job, which I know he would get triggered as fuck if I said that to him, because he thinks that he's just God's gift to man, and that he is like literally perfect at pretty much everything. But yeah, no, he's just not. I don't understand where he gets that attitude from, that he's like the best around and that nothing's ever gonna get him down. Considering, like I said, he doesn't do anything. And I feel like recently I've had to deal with my boss's boss coming in and being like, basically checking in with me, like, oh, is the store good? Is everything restocked? Like, shouldn't you be talking to my manager about this shit? Shouldn't he be like the one that you're like, is everything good? Are you restocked? Do you need anything? Like, I feel like that's who you should be asking that question to, not me, not the fucking standard base level employee getting 15 an hour. Yeah, 15 an hour is not enough to be like, literally I've spent more time over at work in the last week than I have at home. Like there's no way that it's anywhere close. Because like I said, this is the only day off that I'm getting this week. Like I said, we can go through it one more time. Worked Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Got Tuesday off. Gonna do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like, okay. All right. Cool. Cool. Yeah. Well, I mean, they'll learn their lesson when they're back to 3 employees and they're like, "Why are all of our employees leaving?" Yeah, they'll either have to cut out the corporate bullshit. Because when I first started working there, it was not a corporate environment. Um, you know what? Here, we're gonna end this episode, and I'm gonna go ahead and, or actually, let me see. Do I even have anything? Or you know what? Do I even have like a really good game to follow up with? Because I don't know if I want to like follow up with Hogwarts Legacy, because I don't want to do that boss fight. It's awful. It's not fun. Not very good. Why, thank you for all of the hearts and the support, Yellow. That is great. Hope everything is going good with you. Please die. There we go. Thank you for dying, pig dude. Let's see. Let's see. What do we have? Yeah, so thank you, Yellow, for watching. Thank you, Slicks, for watching. Thank you to anyone else who may have tuned in and didn't chat with me. I really appreciate it. I treat my woman kindly. Wow. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you to the YouTube crowd who's going to like and subscribe, since it's a much better episode than the last episode. And I will see you all in the next one that is coming up right now, I guess. Oh no. Okay, maybe it might be in a little bit, because I gotta wait for the new game to download. But we're gonna start up a new game, which is gonna be super exciting. I don't even want to spoil it for you, because I've not even talked about this one. Well, it's one I've referenced like a lot that we're gonna play, but I never got the chance to play it. Wait, what? No, I bought this game. What do you want about? What do you mean it's not here? I bought it. This is not gonna steal from me, is it? This is literally not stealing from me. Okay, okay, it's not. Good. Good, 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 good. Yeah. I don't know why it's... No, no. Here we go.